Alright, boys and girls, unfortunately we can't win this competition, but at least in this race, uh, we're in the third round. I didn't qualify for the first two rounds, unfortunately, which sucks, but you know, I missed the time. So real time oriented in that way. I figured it was something you could just race in, you know, like they did last time. We just kind of going around a lap, but yeah, unfortunately, it was specific times that you had to be here to race online and stuff like that with against the other people. But it will all work. I'm gonna do it anyway, just so I can get the credit. So right now we're doing oh, that one guy. So right now we're doing round 3 of it. And 2, I have no points, but I did qualify 11th out of 15 this time. So we're gonna see how that goes. There I am. Of course, we're celebrating and supporting the Chevy Corvette. I'm surprised that McLaren didn't get a little higher spots. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have a video later showing you guys how AI GT Sophie reacted to trying to drive my Corvette, and it was not, wasn't what you would expect. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. I can already tell that my car is faster than a lot of people's. Let's see how the race actually goes. That's what we need to show. Oh, I like the jets. Oh, somebody already get me. Got to be honest, even on the free practice and the qualifiers, that was my slowest lap ever. But each time I did get 2 seconds faster each lap. I did about 6 laps on this track. and we shaved 10 seconds off that one. And that might even be, that's very close to one of my fastest laps. Again. Headlight didn't even work. That's my fastest lap. Looks like we might be catching him just a little bit. At least get my 6th place back from him, y'all. Pretty decent racers in here. I'm definitely that position because I know there's somebody just as fast behind me. Tell you one thing, it's kind of hard to see through those cars when they're ghosted like that. I think that's my fastest lap ever, ladies and gentlemen. And actually, I think 46 and 148 is what the top guy got to get the top qualifying spot, or what they would call pole position. Okay. That bad. This was not going to happen here. There are slippery. Not getting quite as much traction as they were before. So unless some guys make some big mistakes up there, I'm not going to make it into first, but I may make it into at least fourth or fifth. And that's not down on myself. That should be realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of time, a lot of track time to make up. Seems that, you know, people are going exactly as fast as you are, and sometimes faster, depending on the part of the track that they're in. So it's like, you know, catching up to them is a very difficult task. Gaining a second in speed from where you were before is very difficult. So trying to gain 15, 20 seconds to get up to the person that that's in first is definitely something where they like have to crash. They have to start making big mistakes. Of course, we don't know what they're driving. Most people are using a controller and nothing else, just like we are. Some of these people might be using VR setups. They might be using motion rig. They might be using steering wheels. You never know what people are using. So, you know, however most comfortable they are is the best way for them to drive, and that's how they're going to do it on a race like this. This is the World Series of Gran Turismo. You're not going to be uncomfortable doing it this time. You're going to be as comfortable as you possibly can. With all the things in the right spots. That's the best one. There. But I will say I haven't gotten under 152, which is great. These tires, man. I think we're getting hit pit, but I'll tell you what, it's going to hit me eventually. Now that's going to be the one thing that gets it, is pitting. But at the end of the day, if everybody has to pit eventually, you're not going to gain that time in the way that you think you will. Because right now, if my tires have lasted 12 laps, I'm pretty sure I probably should not hit. You know, because probably nobody else is going to hit, which will leave me that to look. That's 15, 20 seconds. You know what I mean? It's getting into the pit and getting the tires replaced. If I can make these tires, as you can tell, they just aren't as good here. But that's why I use medium tires, so that I can have a little bit more longevity. A little bit less longevity, but more speed at the track. You know what I'm saying? I need speed where I've got. I mean, it's good, but it's like if these mediums can last this long, I can't, unfortunately, because of the shit. But that's why I chose medium instead of hard, because hard's going to give you uplift a lot. It's not going to give you quite as much traction, but they are going to last. That's the difference. Huge amount of traction loss, but it's power to the wheels that's not getting there because of the amount of grip. Where with mediums, you get that good balance of grip and longevity. The softs, even though they're really great and they're sticking to the ground as hard as they possibly can, because of how soft they are, the fact remains is that the softness is the detriment to it, which is why it doesn't last, which is why they're usually put on for short stints. You know, end of the race, you got a couple, 4, 5, 6 laps left, and you needed to get a fresh new set. They're going to throw some softs on that time, so you'll have as much grip as you possibly can get. And I know it seems like I'm sitting here racing myself, but I'm in 6th place out of 8 because a bunch of people have left, like 10 people have left. But which it would seem like a lot better if I was in 6th out of 18. But yeah, that's how many people were supposed to be here, 18. And out of the 18, there's only 8 of us left. So now 6 doesn't sound good, but at the end of the day, what can you do? That to me, at least I'm kept my place, and I've actually gained 5 spots from where I qualified. So qualified in 11th, and now I'm in 6th. And as long as everything holds up, see, that's the thing about it. If I make any mistakes, there is someone behind me, ready to go, and snatch my spot from right around the corner. You know, and as long as I keep going, even any mistakes that they make in this tournament, I'm right up there. They're getting a little bit closer. If they make any mistakes, I'll be right there to capitalize on it. That's one thing about the 10 people that left. They usually just left because they were, they knew they were going to win, which is cool, but it's not the same. It's just competing. It's like you never know what can happen in race like this. There might be a crazy crash, and you might be able to get in front of everybody. You're in 18th place, and now you're in first because of the crash that happened. So you didn't even have any part of it. And then luckily you didn't have part of it because you were able to pass the whole thing. It's not great. And of course, certain rules prohibit that, like yellow flags and stuff. If they throw the yellow flag before you pass these people, then you can't pass them. If you're close enough that you can get past a few of them, good. Yeah, that kind of thing. So it's like, I'm just not one of those guys that is going to quit the race. But to each his own. There's nothing bad about it. I just feel like it's one of those things, you know. Perseverance is definitely important. Just because you're not running the race at the beginning doesn't mean it's supposed to leave. But that's it. I'm not giving that reason to everybody. Some people might have had something they had to do, somebody called them or something like that. They had to go. That's what it is, yeah. 55 seconds. Yeah, because look two behind me. If you look two behind me on the map there's a person right behind me, and they are very close. That's the lead. That's crazy. Okay, so no, okay, they're only a half a track ahead, which seems like, oh, it's, only half a track, but that's a hell of a lot of time when you're trying to race them, and they are continuously going up the track at the same or faster speeds. But y'all see it, I'm almost fourth now. Yeah, we're getting up. Doesn't mean that steady perseverance. You just never know. That was close. But little small mistakes like that are the ones that the leaders would have to make for me to even start real place on it, you know what I'm saying? But without that, yeah, it's cool. Dude, stirring the car. For those of you wondering, I may be on Ghost of the War later. But I just wanted to get this in because there's only specific times you can do it. And I would have done it the other time that you could do it, but it was 8 o'clock at night. So it was either 3 o'clock right now or 8 o'clock tonight. Man, that's a terrible time. Like, girls at home, everybody's doing their thing. Like, 8 o'clock at night is not a great time. I might do... just not quite the same. But yeah, you can almost guarantee it's just damn, come on, bro. Turn this car. What are you doing? 8 miles an hour and you can't get the car turned. Yeah, yes, they are famous for not being able to turn very well with these GR cars. But, Jesus, dude. So I'm not getting any penalties right now. Time was awful that time. It was my worst lap ever. Except for my second lap. I guess I got one with these. That's my lap. Got the white flag out, guys, last lap before the last lap. Notice how long some of these things are. This is 45. acceptable lap. Back to my at least 150s. 46 though. 214 less. This is it, y'all. Come on now, bro. Come on, bro. What are we doing? Oh my God. What? Watch me get disqualified or some shit. That's crazy. I'll tell you about the grip on them tires, man. They are really making a huge, huge difference being able to get around this course the way I used to. Y'all saw when I started this race, I was fucking living. Barely get around the curve because it's definitely these tires. Damn, I should have taken first gear out of that. Just stuff, little things like that you realize could have really made a big difference. That's at least a half a second that I probably was wasting being in second gear because I wasn't accelerating quite as fast as I could have been. Man, this had 6, man. Fuck. Shit. So in all intents and purposes, I did get 6th out of 18. The other people just didn't finish. Well, 7th out of 18. The other people just didn't finish. 2-minute penalty. Oh, maybe that's officially how much time we got. Nobody got penalized 2 seconds. So wait, I got the 4th? Oh, because of certain penalties and stuff, I guess. I guess after all the penalties were dealt out, I got 4th, which is not bad at all. No, I did get 7th, so maybe that's in like the track standings. We'll exit here. Let's see. That boy guy, he's a winner. Can I add this person as a friend? I got an S license. Sportsmanship's rating is a B. Man, this person did not start the game very long ago. You can tell because they only got 17 cars. Just certain things that you can see. Total credits acquired 14 million. Days logged in 11. Like, yeah. Playtime 47 hours. So let's compare that to somebody like Lotus X, who's got 97 cars, has spent 22 million, has logged 14,000 miles, and consumed 12,000 liters of gas. I have totally spent $39 million well, that's how much I've gotten in life. My circuit experience, days logged in 217, almost a whole year, and 389 hours. You see what I'm saying? That's where we're at. I actually got a couple little here's and there's. Some of these things that I did not know. That I had metrics on. That's in April. I did not know that I could see all these things. 755 miles. So yeah, just different things, and it's not even about the time, of course. But you know, oh, my things went down, so yeah, you can always tell if I don't know if you heard that little. So yeah, the next time I can enter for this one, well, this next third round, would be. But I doubt they're gonna let me. So see what happened here. I have no rating for round 1 and 2, and you know my rating hasn't came out for round 3. So this person already has 24 points ahead of me. All these people already have plenty of points ahead of me because I didn't get it. That's weird. So this is the amount of points that we could have, you know, and this is just in the manufacturer rankings. So this is just for Chevrolet. People competing directly against me in my type of car, and they've already got, you know, a lot of points because they have both of these. And some people didn't, but most people have at least 2 rounds completed. So I'm already disqualified. I cannot win this. You know, I can't. I don't have enough points for for 2 of the rounds. If someone was to have won all their races, they would have crap tons of points, and I could have won all of my races, but I only would have won 4 races. And it couldn't even be won 4 races because I didn't win that one, so I could only win 3 races. You know, without having. But that's why I'm still competing, because even if nobody, we don't know how these points will go. These people might bomb. These people might really bomb later on. You know, you can get terrible amounts of points. That won't make up for me missing 2 races, but it might be enough to get me in decent position here. You know what I mean? So hey, there's no reason not to at this point, even if I can't. I pretty much can guarantee that I can't win the championship itself because I don't have enough points from these 2 races. Like, I've already hindered myself. If I was to get, let's say the best that you can get is 80 points, 80, 80, 80, 80, 162. That's 380. Wait, 320. So I could have a maximum of 320 points from here to here if I had won this race. And then other people would have another 160 right here that they could possibly be using. So unless everybody from here and here totally bombs the rest of the way, it ain't happening. But I'm going to get credits for it. Okay. So hey, why not? But yeah, no, the original plan was, of course, to compete in all of them, but I didn't realize that they were completed in real time. So that was my fault. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I'm probably going to hop off and take a shower or something like that. See what's going on in the rest of the house. Just want to check out the car sales, because you know there's always some good stuff around. I don't actually mess with the Brand Central very much because all the cars there, it's not like they went anywhere, and it's not like anything's changing except being something new. So until I find something new, you know, or until something new comes in, there's nothing that I haven't seen there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we all did. I definitely have went through all the different car manufacturers and saw which ones they had, which ones that I might like to buy at some point, and then I went and got a bunch of money and got those cars. But at the end of the day, this car sales here, um, used cars is where you're going to find your good deals and where you're going to find the cars that you actually want to buy. They're not going to be extremely cheap, but they'll definitely be a lot cheaper than in Brand Central. I think my Quest is actually charged up right now, so that's good. But yeah, I'll hop off here. But yeah, I feel like it all worked out. I got seventh. I didn't win, so it's disappointing. But to be honest, these fuckers were going crazy out there. And of course, I flubbed a couple times, but and I'm surprised that even though I flubbed a couple times, that I still got seventh. I thought it was going to be a lot more not challenging, but I thought the people were going to go crazy a lot, go a lot. I thought it was going to be a lot more dangerous out there. Say that. Just in the way that oh, Ashley might have got her some cash back from McDonald's last night. Good. But yeah, sorry, I got a notification about my card saying that I need cash back from McDonald's. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we just went to McDonald's last night, so let me get that cash back. A little bit. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, matter of fact, I will show you right quick the GT Sophie race. Let's see. I think that is. This was. I'll have to let you know who's who. Oh, okay, so I'm in the Corvette ZR1 C7. It will be very apparent. I'm in the C6. Fortunately, this is how GT7 handles GT Sophie handles my C7. It's not terrible. It's just that there are definitely some times where it wasn't prepared, like a normal person. See what I'm saying? I mean, I understand that you kind of turn here and there and do things like that to adjust for the speed, to try to slow yourself down a little bit, but nobody's going to realistically be doing that all day. I mean, dangerous parts of the road where they're just left and right, left and right. Like, no, people aren't going to do that to try to slow themselves. Now, unfortunately, Sophie did get me, but I got past her, and then she passed me on the last, like 2 seconds before the end of the race. It's ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. You see what I'm talking about right there? Like, that is a dangerous thing to be doing. Acting up like this. You see what I'm saying? Let's go back and see what the hell this thing is doing. Got out of the curve, I just got down. Switched down gear, I don't even know why I did that. Hit the grass. He's trying to handle it. That's what he was. So let's redo that. This is what he was doing. This is what I was doing. Seems to be a bit more control with GT Sophie. He keeps running himself in the grass. Just tries to. He just can't control it. It's not on the brakes quick enough. I slowed myself down because there was a yellow flag, so I didn't want to. Officially, I didn't want to do this race. Like, if I did something that you wouldn't normally be able to do in a human-based race, which would be passing on the yellow flag. So I stopped myself from doing it. You know, because right then, second lap, I was already about to blast past him. You know, and that wasn't even a wreck. There shouldn't have been a yellow flag for that. Okay, so right there, GT Sophie did not, you can tell from the way it was turning, didn't hit the brakes quick enough, and it was, the car was just too powerful. So I don't know what the hell. I got it. It got control of it and did a nice little swifty drift right there, but seeing what I know. Unfortunately, my last time was in my head, I think I slipped just a little bit. Didn't quite hit the brakes back. Yeah, I didn't hit them as hard as I should have. And that was my downfall. See, even right then, I had a great chance of getting the home. She's up there. Having trouble with the car going in straight. GT Sophie, you are hanging. You are close. You are hanging in that grass. It's good to be close, but you're hanging a little too close. Feel the difference in the way that I took that curve just now. So this is how she took it. Okay. I guess it takes 10 seconds. You see, 10 seconds. 10 seconds has you from the front of that, all the way where he's about to be to where we just were. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, you can get down the road that fast. So you see the difference. There's power being put to the wheels before the curve really starts, which means we're driving good. So Sophie hasn't quite gotten the hang of that as much. And of course, braking is not what she wants. Especially a crazy powerful car. Like right now she's in control of the balance. You know, it's not. I'm not giving her, you know, just fucking around. Like, this is a powerful car, and I'm giving her a lot of lead to try to control this car. What should have happened? She gets to the stern. She's looking at those little squares, seeing how far it is, knowing what her distance is, knowing what her car can do. You see what I mean? that's where I can get to 200 plus miles an hour and still get down. Because I know how soon I have to get that place to get my car down to a usable spot. I'm down to 230 miles an hour. I mean, she may have been able to get out of that situation soon, quick, and still stay ahead of me, but at the end of the day, it's just driving model that they have here isn't quite as realistic as they wanted. There's no passion. So watch that same curve for me. I was pushing, so okay, as a matter of fact, let's say get her average speed is, she can be her top speed. Support up, they always come. They take it out, C7s. She's down to 44. Okay, average speed of about 55 centimeters, or 45 miles. Check my speed through that curve. It's easier with the heads up display. I stayed at almost 60 miles an hour. Like, I don't even think I dipped to 58. No, I didn't. So there it is. That's the human-computer difference. She can't tell. She's trying to drive a truck. She's trying to drive a track. I'm trying to lead this. There's a difference. There will always be a human difference. You see, she did everything perfect. Whatever she was doing, got slowed down. But the speed that she could take it was nothing. Like, just the look of what I'm doing. This says, this person is freaking in. Yeah, she's going fast. But when you study her actual movements, it's very computerized. And that's why she can't speed it up. Which is where we see, okay, let's go back to that machine. It feels real, right? Person pretty fast, shit going on. Almost got to pick the grass again, Sophie. Do something sterile. This person's trying to live in place. Pushing a little bit, whatever. It just feels artificial. I don't know. It's one of those things. You gotta have races as long as I have, especially on Gran Turismo, to feel that computer difference. Computers just have a certain way about them, the way they feel. But you saw this computer go down the track, right? 180 miles an hour. Trying to do the exact same thing that they just did. There it is. It's the micro movements. You can see that I'm physically adjusting for conditions that differ throughout the track. I make human mistakes. And I pick it up. What is that? What is that? See how stare? Okay, same thing. Let's go back 10 seconds. See what the speeds were through that curve. It's just not. It's just dangerous. I don't know what the hell it's about. So she got 82 through the curve. Not even go. Slamming 75, 80, 90 miles an hour. Like, hey, look at that. Yeah, I cut the track a little bit by accident, but straight man, I got my shit together. Throughout that whole time, my needle was on at least 70, between 70 and 80. So I didn't even stop accelerating through that whole time. See what she. But that's it. It's very sterile. You can tell. That is a very sterile turn for a person to do. A person drives like this. See, there are micro movements. There are. He's either doing this or this. It seems like those are. It's like the micro movements that are different. Going from side to side is different than see me jerk left and here and there just to adjust myself. Ooh, that doesn't even look. So, just to me, just to other people, does this look safe? Is this person driving with safety? Yeah, they got it together, but why would anyone do that? What program did you put into Sophie AI that would make her wiggle and jiggle like that? I don't understand. It's not even if there's anything wrong with it in what she's doing in her right, but just for racing purposes, why would you be doing it? Why would you just jerking yourself back and forth? In a straight line. It's not like, she's not even braking right now. She's just wiggling back and forth for no reason. I have no idea what that was. The human version of that same turn. That feels like a human being. This person? What's wrong with this crazy motherfucker? What's wrong with this crazy sandwich? You're sitting in the back seat. That chain's back there. What are we doing? What are we doing? Holy shit. Look at that. The only reason they even stayed in front of me is because I was freaking, they just got blasted right back in front of me. Which I actually saw it. It's crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Like I said, this race is going the way it's supposed to. But I've raced. I shouldn't be anywhere near this point. It's going the way it's supposed to because it's me against the computer. You know what I'm saying? If there was me in that 1,000 horsepower car, which I actually did, and smoked this Corvette. This is the American Dream Corvette, the one that I'm driving. That's what I've thought. It's the ultimate version at this point of this car. It's the one I love the most. It's a fucking beautiful car. It rips. It's a nice between the color shift. It's like hunter green. It's a beautiful car. You know. Now I love my other ZR1 too. It's got 1,000 something good. The other one's got 944. That's it. It's nothing to shake a stick at, but this is posting 1,066 horsepower. There's no reason for it. It's supposed to. But for how close I was on the ass end of this car, and the only reason that I didn't beat it was because the game actually placed it in front of me a bunch of times and different things. Like, but even then, look how close I should not have been within any seconds of this car. Now, let me see. I want to see if it lets me show you my captures, but I don't know where they are. Oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. What do we do? Okay. So even though I did record the race, it won't show it because it's like a blocked portion where it's like I'm trying to show you guys Netflix or something like that. Or, it's also protecting my privacy to make sure that I'm not doing anything on my PS5 that I wouldn't want seen. Cool. Uh, but damn, I wish I had knew that. Time is at 4:18. I tell you what. So we're actually okay. Let's do it then. Let's go one more. We'll set it up and show you exactly what I mean. So how would I know? Let's see. Okay, close it. Okay. Okay, see you. Want to know? Oh, that one guy. couple people like that one. So yeah, so like they also have a little bit of a social aspect, which is cool. And I'm gonna tell you what, I put out some what I believe to be some very nice cars. Okay, let's see what that is about, and then we'll get to the race. If I'm not mistaken, this is probably my drifting this fucking car. This thing, I got really good with this car. Let me tell you what, I built the shit out of this car. I think it even maybe looks like that one, but it's very similar still, if it's not the same. Here's the reason. It's not because I have this car, I'm sure. Every car in GT's, once somebody gets old to it becomes a nice car. It's just a good ass race, man. Jesus. Even though your boy just started fucking ripping right now. Shit. Yeah, that's it. Get at me. Nice little skid right there. Just wow. Fucking right there. I'm gonna give you a little bit more idea about what I'm talking about with that stereotyping. We'll see what I mean. The person who just went by is racing. This person is just going around trying. This motherfucker with the fucking needle going ding, 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 against the shit. He's a person. This person is real. That is him. This son of a bitch. It's never going to be a difference. It's never going to be. You can say you can get a computer to feel this, to have that passion. Person just bashed the back of the car on the tires. That person is real. You hear this car? That's this is fucking good too. Let's start this out. Like they're driving a fast car and they're driving fast, but there's no light behind this wheel. Saw it today. I just did 18 laps against real people in a championship. They all felt the pressure. 10 of them dropped out of the race. GT Sophie, they can't drop out of the race. They can't feel like they can't. Look, think about it. They can't feel disappointment. with, they just won't be ever better than us. That's the difference. They can do all the things that we do. They can say things that we say. They can look like us. They can't create light, passion, righteousness, fear, hate, anguish, enjoyment, light, love. We can't imitate that. Right then, I knew the second that I was slipping too much. And I had to break just a couple little taps on it, get myself slowed down just a little. GT Sophie couldn't do that in my wheel, like steer left, steer right. Feel the car the way that humans do. It doesn't feel the energy from racing the way that humans do. That's why it's never going to have any kind of real true passion, ability to really compete with us in the way that it can. Mathematically, computers can do all kinds of incredible things, but that's just it. They can be computers. Incredible. They can do all the things that computers do incredible. More power and more juice and capabilities, hardware and software wise that you give them, the better they'll be. It's like training. It's like learning from us. But that's the reason we don't download things, because we have to experience it. That's the way our brain works. But that's also why we have the passion aspect, the fortitude aspect. Look, this is me saying, get in front of that car. This car is saying drive around the track as fast as safely possible, in the way that I've been programmed to. This car says get the fuck out of my way, I'm fucking racing you. This car just got passed. There's no passion, there's no life saying I want to get my fourth place spot. It's drive around the track, wheel left and right. That's it. Over there, he doesn't realize I'm about to lose my shit, I'm about to slide off the damn road and shit. But this is what he does. I can take this car and probably beat the car that I'm driving right now, just off sheer will. Let one of these AI drivers drive that car, he drive this one, he's racing him. Literally right off the track. But now that I've got swag on, curve on and shit, it's like nobody's business now. Like great groove, I'm knowing where to brake and shit now, I'm knowing where I can really push the car. This is the car in front of me. That's me doing that exact same curve. You can see there's light in my car. all said and done, when I finally got to his ass, it was like he wasn't even moving. He stayed in front of me all that time. To not actually even be able to. See how this person drives. It feels like it's kind of right, but then you can see when it drives around certain colors, it just, even before that, it's just passion. There I go, just flying by. You see the thorns right here. There's a light in my hand. Look at that. Damn, that thing is fucking moving. All that this person is driving could be doing that. And would be. Should be. Stomping me right there. Should have been way ahead. For the fact that my car is not as fast, my car is very fast. Look at that. That wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Can't put like this fucking thing. Ever. He wasn't in danger. He was I was in the room, so like you can see, just there, just come right by. The track is very wide. The same car. I think that's a Scuderia, and it looks like he was doing something, right? But compared to me, it looks like it's standing still because there's just no light. Like Scuderia should have been just fucking launched on the sunset. And that right there, that would have never happened. A normal human being would have said, would have whipped the fuck around that car out of an it. Like, wouldn't even have tried the second time because they know that old ass car. It may be fast back for its time, but you know, this is the end of the race. And this is what happens. You're gonna have to get these computers together because. But at the end, well, there's not even together. You can't put a heart and soul. Being behind a fucking car on the last lap, slowing down for them, like that they couldn't get by when the track is stupid wide. Like that's not even so. That's just a regular GT Gran Turismo race or whatever. But it just goes to show it's just one of those things you can't. All Sophie is putting the damn the difficulty on extremely hard instead of hard. Like, and it's not that I just don't understand it. Like, you're not gonna ever be able to put the kind of life into these computers that you think you are, no matter what you do, no matter how much you program, no matter how much you tweak. You're not gonna be able to put passion and drive and charisma and swag and all these different things into their intelligence, if nothing else that you can say. It just doesn't work. It's not going. You're never going to end up with a true heart. You're going to have something that follows logic, and logic isn't always the only way. I'm trying to figure out where I was with all this one. Yeah, I do believe this is the track I was on. So this is me. We'll check the Sophie. Sophie's on her hardest difficulty when I load this setting here. Professional level. Her car is the ZR1, the C6 ZR1. So I will. I'm going to go back to the another C7. Oh, this is just a regular C7 that's not a ZR1, which is cool. I will definitely do something with that as well. This is the ZR1. And that's another ZR1 that I think I got it just to have to do certain other things with, so that I could keep this one the way it is and continue to build on it without having to shape them over and over. Now, of course, the best and fairest way to finish it this time, or to do our next step, other than, so we raced Sophie as the ZR1 C7 and we won with it. She raced with it and she won with it. Barely. So the next step is to give us both the C7s and give us both the C6s. But I think that I'll do this and then that will be it for me. I may do the C6s. We never know. You never know. Hey, Google, cut the lights on. Alright, so now, yep, we both got C. They do look very similar. Yep. And actually, I'm going to put myself going second. Both in the same car, the most powerful version of the C7 that I have. At its highest power level, it's got 1,066 horsepower. And we're going to see if GT Sophie can put any more passion than she did in the last time. And maybe just pull out a little bit of... And maybe pull a little bit of that passion back as well, because the damn thing, she can barely get around the turns. Says my PS5 is too hot, so I'm going to give it about 30 seconds or whatever to let it cool down here. Let's do this. This would be the ultimate test of being able to see kind of how, if GT Sophie can feel a little bit about what's going on. We'll kind of see how she drives the same car after we're done here to try to achieve the same result. See, think about this. Think about the fact that she would never think to use them. You know, it's up there and available, but she would never think to use it. See, it's hard to explain. Bring your car, bro. Come on. Oh, wow. What the fuck? Shit, bitch. That's all right. But this is telling me the computer's adjusting itself every time it makes a mistake. It's made that mistake 3 times in a row. It has not fixed it. And actually, that's 3 times in this race. It does it every single time. Ooh, get it, get it, get it. You like that, Sophie, right? Now, I didn't even have to switch to 6th gear. 5th gear goes to like 200 miles an hour in this car. So that's not even an issue. Damn, boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But see, Sophie doesn't think I can go up again because that will make it so that I don't have to continue switching gears while I'm turning. I can just do the thing, you know. Sophie thinks gears ended, go to the next gear. I need to go down a gear. I'm going too slow. What the fuck, Sophie? It doesn't think, oh, I don't want to wind it out as far this time, or I want to wind it out really far and use the whole gear this time, or anything like that. It just knows that the gear needs to be changed if it's too high, or the gear needs to go down if it's going too slow. It doesn't think pragmatically like a normal human being would. It doesn't feel that, oh, I'm going at it just a little too fast on this curve, so I gotta hang it just a little slower than I normally would so I can control it just a little better. Or pushing it just a little farther, maybe this one time, so that I can, since it's the last lap, you know, kind of thing. Look at that, 100 miles an hour past that curve and did it beautifully. So now I think that's in my other Corvette, the fifth gear, it's 200 miles an hour. Right there, that same thing. Again, where I let that gear wind down. Well, I shifted up early so that I could be in fourth gear to use the length of it instead of having to switch, instead of using third gear all the way and then going to fourth in the middle of the turn. Sophie wouldn't think of something like that. Sophie doesn't feel what that would do for the race, what that would do for that lap, what that would do for that turn right then, you know. And that me, I started in second. So that already shows you, if I was in first, I wouldn't even have had to deal with her running into me and all kinds of shit, you know. This is me. Let's watch Sophie go. See how she feels. It. I built a fast car. It's 1,066 horsepower. She's going to drop. But she feels like an algorithm. Doing a thing. Trying to drive around the track as fast as possible. Which is great. Once again, I have no idea. Look at that. So I know exactly what that is. I can tell it, this thing. That's Sophie smashing gas and having to account for the fact that it's got so much power. And that little stop right there, I have no idea what to do. 43 miles. I was going faster than 43 miles an hour right then when I got off the thing. See, look at that. I can feel right then that I'm going to lose it if I don't slow down. So I'm just so good. Slow tunes. You know, give a little bit of gas between gas and brake, gas and brake. You know, so people up there going freaking crazy. Riffmaster over here. I hit it a little too far off the track, but they would kind of ask me to do it. You know. Let's watch Sophie's version that quick. What the hell? Yep, you can tell she just won. Barely, like, looks like it's right outside of flooring it almost. I don't know what the hell's going on. But yeah, that's what the issue is. And got it slowed down. Got it slowed down fairly decent. Understand why she didn't make it. I know what it is, because she's fucking wiggling all over the place. That's what I'm talking about. I'd like to see a little bit more smoke from polyphony, a little bit heavier, but I think they do pretty good. Okay, that's a perfect example. This is her going around that curve. This is me. See, you heard when I hit the gas? That's when you saw me over. That's the difference. It's like, there it is. It's an aha moment. That's what is missing from these AIs. They don't have aha moments like we do. They can't think on their feet like we do. Of course, they have to try to get back in my way, wiggling all over the place. In fact, I want to see that from his point of view. See that bank a little bit. Trying to get that, but that's what's something that would happen in grits, you know. But Sophie would have taken a straight plane. He wouldn't have went way wide like that, so I wouldn't have even had the chance to get there. That person, this person would have been watching that mirror. Once I was that close, they would have hugged this corner. They would have hugged that. So that there was no way I was pushing. Or else I was going to hit the grass. See, I didn't hit the grass. Well, I was in the apex right there. That's where a normal racer would have been. So stupid. Yeah, right there in that apex, this is where a normal racer would be. And the track that I just tracked right there when I hit her is what she should have done. And another racer would have. They saw that straight line. That's what it is. There's a variable racing line that we all have that hits, that kind of caters to what's going on in the situation. So we have there is a racing line, the best way to get around this track with no one else around. And there's also what I like to call a variable racing line, which we all have, which is the safest way to get through this track as fast as possible while there are other people, because you can't just do whatever racing you want all the time. You can only do what you can do. You might not even know which one you found, but you can see there's something different. How is it different? It's something familiar. Go back and see this. It's like this person is driving the car, but they're not driving it to its full potential, which is making you question. The person in front of you has a very tight grip on it. You can see the person in front of you is doing this. See, this person is driving on curves. This person is straight on curves. There's even a difference in the way they accelerate. Why did they advantage you? What the fuck are you doing, buddy? Of course, you would have hugged that fucking line, hugged that corner so hard. This would have been the chance. Yeah, right on the right. Might have could have got neck and neck. They would have felt something. From this turn here, this person would have been blasting it to the limit. There would have been nothing stopping, whatever this is going to be. But yeah, there would have been nothing stopping. And they would have been hugging that corner so hard. Especially when they saw me have a little blood, they might have saw a chance. It's a no-brainer. They still may not have won. This person still may not have won. But they would have really gotten close. I would have been sweating to death here. But instead, I was actually able to almost flood it, keep it on, and get it in. And then I went back to the point as fast as I could possibly get there to straighten it. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to switch it up. We're going to switch it back to the American Dream, my baby. Actually, we're going to take it to a different time of day. I'm going to keep it Sunday though. Go to evening. And actually, yeah. So it will change to night while we're racing. Big new setting. But for this one, that's weird. I'm not even gonna mess with that. Oh, I gotta change her. Okay, so she's got a C6 now. Beautiful. That'll be her handicap since I got a handicap last time. See, I fucked up. She's laughing at me. Oh, okay. What the hell? No shit, Sophie. What happened? Damn, son. American Dream is not staying. I'm just going to get behind the wheel of this bastard and just want to go somewhere. This is the one that hits 250 here. Shit. Okay, hit the dust. That's one thing about it too. Sophie will check back on the replay. She needs to give herself second or third gear to get her some more traction because the wheels have been spinning slow. You know what I mean? And she's getting out of the sand pits and stuff like that. Different things like that that a human person just wouldn't know. car Sophie is back in the dust somewhere. Jesus fucking Lord. Oh shit. Braked way too early for them. Headlights are on. Like, should I wait for Sophie? But that she didn't even cross this line. The start line. This is crazy. I have no idea why I'm dogging her like this. Is it because I started in first this time? I doubt it. See those micro adjustments? Hit the brake, it lets it turn a little bit. I see that, I hit the brake just a little bit again, and it lets it turn just a little bit again. Like those little micro brakes, micro steers, different things like that that I can adjust with on the fly while I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? Is the big differences. See the way I freaking blasted out that turn? Like two different turns. I just passed them both. Like they weren't even in a straight line. And that's different things that they just can't account for. They don't have the passion to try to push through. That's literally what's guiding me right now. Like, see, I'm freaking hammering. Let me give you a little noisy. Oh, 227. Ooh. And look, the same thing. I noticed. I knew how fast I was going. I knew 227 miles an hour was going to make me have to brake way the fuck back. You know, much farther than I would normally hit. That's why I haven't been going that fast the whole time. That I've accounted for that turn there as well. 3 laps and I have gotten this. You know, we've all done the same amount of laps in that theory. I've gotten it pretty down pat. Messed up a few times here and there, but what can you do? Yeah, I just literally just pulled it sometimes. But being human, even though we know we think we know we've got it down pat, there still might be an after condition that we didn't think of or something else that goes on and we have to adjust to. That's the difference. Thought y'all like to see how that nose really did. And you can see it pushes into a drift a little bit if you're going around the curve, but same thing. As a human being, I could push that and know what I'm doing and know how to handle it, and just when I'm maybe losing it just a little bit or something like that. Obviously, GT Sophie could just not handle it. 50 seconds behind, and this was my. You could call it the slower version, but that's why this one's the American Dream. It hits 205th gear. Like 6th gear, I think it's got it going like 230. After if I really let it fucking go, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll see what the hell GT Sophie had going. But as the two of the more powerful cars that I have. Can't say the most powerful, but they are definitely the ones that are forced to be reckoned with. each one when they're only one, even against each other. I guess that's what's happened to Sophie. What the fuck even happened to you, bro? Oh. Just let it go. Like, what happened? Instead of break, right then. You guys saw me do it. I go around this curve. If I feel like I'm in a situation, I'm going too fast, break, and I can hit myself in that corner. GT and Sophie didn't do that. They said to themselves, I'm going too fast. I have to let off the gas. I can't hit the brakes for whatever reason. You know, I need to go slower, which is me not going fast. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand the logic of why that would happen. Sophie has maintained that curve multiple times. Never had an issue. Like I said, this is literally the first time that she fucked that up. You've seen me do at least 3 races because I showed you a replay. So, all these different... Sophie has done this track just with me at least 8 to 10 times. Never made that mistake. So why is she making it now? Why did Sophie start making mistakes that shouldn't be being made? She's already overcome it. She's supposed to have learned each and every time she went around the track what was good and what was bad. Then in theory, she should get around this track faster than anyone. Every time, all the time. You should only get faster with every single lap she should get. Whatever that is, that's probably why she's 57. But yeah, I just don't know why those big pumps. I guess maybe to let people go. But that's one of those things. It's not like a Tesla. It doesn't have eyes. It's not looking. It's a computer still. You give these things a little more. Sophie. You didn't know that you should have braked that far. How fast was she on? 200? Okay, let's look at the little white blocks on the left. She slowed down. Before she hit 200, after she had went down under 200, she wasn't past the 200. Now there's the 200. So she should have been able to hit her brakes and get downshifted before the end of that 200. By the time that she was at that 50 mark, she should have been ready to sign. But instead, when she got to the 50 mark, she was still going 90 miles an hour for whatever reason. It's like she didn't even hit the brakes. She just tried to rely on the car downshifting. I don't understand what happened. She literally did not hit the brakes. And if she did, she'd get them so slightly that it wasn't even worth it. You know, if she hit the brakes then. She ran off of the road. Still don't know if she hit the brakes. If she was hitting them hard enough, what the hell was going on? But that was just disappointing. Like, this whole race should have went different. You saw, I could control this car. Same thing. Made the same exact mistake. Made the same exact mistake that she's never made. She made it twice this time. She never saw me again. This is GT7. Because I've only done her in big groups. You know, they're all Sophies and they're all racing and doing their thing. They all got different cars. mess with the specifics of the cars that I'm racing a few times. Can't guarantee they're even GT7s. I don't think you could do it back then. But now that you can, I want to race GT7 per se. One car that I built, so I know exactly how it works. Yeah, see, this is, I guess, when GT7 letting people go. She just jams off in the track. So if there had been people, and there was nobody there while she was going by, she would have just jammed herself on the track and hit a bunch of people. This isn't AI. There's no intelligence here. This is stupid. They are stupid. They are not smart. Like, every time, same mistake. Can't get the car slowed down. Slamming it up to 60 miles an hour. You slow the damn car down. Those are her tracks from last time. This is the perfect example. I'm going to have to send it. I'm going to put this out again by itself. Because this is a beautiful, perfect example of AI that is very biased. You can get AI to generate fiction and stuff, but it's different to tell it to drive a car around and try to go as fast as it possibly can and beat it. It's a little more sophisticated, so it's there's a lot of things going on. But when you tell us that you don't, and you can't do it, but it's not going to have passion, and obviously doesn't learn from its mistakes. So it's just not ever going to be the same. AI in the AI space. Computer racers or whatever, it's different. The computer, when I say that rather than AI, is because a computer is kind of like this set computer units that aren't AI are just as intelligent as they were programmed. Artificial intelligence, AI, so forth, is trying to get better and better over time by training herself, by doing this thing over and over a million times in her head by calculations. Think about this one. Outside of saying by calculations, you could in theory say the GT7 is right there on that track. I sit up again, catch that time, but she's right there on that track, racing that track a million times in her head, over and over and over and over and over and over, in order to get the best racing line and the best time from this track. Telling me that after a million times, this track in your head, physically, she did these things. The computer AI has to actually do them, or they just do it faster than us. They simulate how it would. They go around the track. This, the track to here, the track to there, and that's how it's up. Oh, she didn't even get to finish the race before the replay started. It's crazy. Now, they don't let you share it once again. Well, like, only gives you the opportunity to share it once. But you guys see, like, it just wasn't. It was kind of cinematic, you just getting talking, but it just wasn't the race that I expected it would be, only because GT Sophie was making more mistakes than she made before, which I just don't understand. You know, I made bad enough mistakes that I shouldn't have even stayed in first place. You know, that first mistake would have gotten me lost. Any other human driver, I wouldn't have got back to there. But let alone 5 seconds later, I come around the damn curve. There's GT Sophie running off the fucking track because she went 160 miles an hour around the curve and didn't slow down. Didn't think to slow. It's a sexy ass car. But you can even see the micro adjustments that I'm making while from the outside. You know, the different times that I'm hitting the brakes here and kind of adjusting myself to get around that curve a little easier. Where Sophie's race just looks stable. She doesn't look like she's actually trying to push this car. It's just a thing that's happening. She just happens to be doing it fast. But there's no passion, there's no life, there's no heart, and that's always going to be the difference. If you catch an eye out sometimes, you see me going from fourth to second, like you hear it that way. He actually does a nice little rectangle from fourth to second. Instead of going fourth, third to second. Now that's what you call learning from your mistakes. out. Check that on GT7, shall we? Yes. Sorry. Oh, he even did it from third to first. That's a nice. That Gran Turismo, I'll give you that was a nice touch there. That did be. Lost one of those mistakes that time. I hope I need to see that really good. I'm like, hey, it was a mistake, but hey, that was pretty smooth delivery. We'll pull out there. I'll tell you what, before the fucking rolling stuff, you can take a minute. Kick out the rest of the road. Get back and forth. Sorry, Sophie. That World Touring Car 800 is fucking hard. That's the only reason I ain't passed that bitch yet. Why don't I try you out right now? Oh, that's right, we can't do it with this guy. Let me see. Pick a all right. Down just a little more. Nice. So we went from 779, 771, 776, 758, 776. Looking at the horsepower, 771. I think that was probably my most profitable. If I'm not okay, so the torque was different. So it's 655 if we put it this way with 771 horsepower. But if we have it the way we do, it's a little higher on the performance points because it's 674 torque, but it's limited to 766 horsepower. So it's not a huge limit. It's only 5 horsepower, but we're actually gaining almost 20 foot-pounds of torque just by putting using the power restrictor more than the output adjustment. The output adjustment's at 99%. That's what I've found, that the output adjustment of from your computer's power is better to keep that higher and limit with the power restrictor. Because this is like actually taking away power from the car. This is kind of essentially just not letting it use as much. You know what I mean? I feel that's the simplest way to explain it. Oh, the bitch got the LS9 in it. Jesus, God. I thought he said an LS7. Oh, that's right. It was the ZR1. Yeah, the LS7 came in Z06. Yeah, that's the difference. I think this is like 6.3 liters, some shit. That mug is not playing around. But yeah, I feel like this is the better option because it gives me a little bit more torque at the expense of just a little bit less horsepower. Where I would have had a lot less horsepower and not much, well, a lot less torque, and the horsepower gain would be 5 horsepower. It'd be very minimal. I'd rather drop 5 horsepower than lose 20 torque, foot-pounds of torque. My Corvettes, all Corvettes that I've ever had in life, between Gran Turismo, any kind of racing game that I've ever had, all Corvettes I've ever tuned have been for acceleration. So every time they usually end up going 250 miles an hour or something crazy like that. I did something to this car and I just can't push it to 250 miles an hour. And I don't know why, because it's hit it. I think it's even hit like 259 or something crazy like that. But now I think it's limited to like 247, 248, even with full NOS, you know what I mean, just blasting down a hill. I'm not sure why that is. It's something to do with the way I've tuned the gearbox, and I just can't get it back. But when I do, probably leave it that way. But yeah, I remember though when I had it tuned that way, it was a menace. It was a menace to try, which is fine, but you know, some bits of refinement are needed in that way when it comes to the handling, because if you can't drive the car, then you're not going to get nowhere. no matter how fast it is. If you can't drive it, then you can't do anything. So major refinements had to be made to uh, the suspension, the ride height, and different things like that. Uh, and then I made it the way I wanted it to be. Now, I later tuned it for a different race, which I shouldn't have done, um, and I just couldn't get my tuning back. Yeah, of course I will get whatever back, but right now, I mean, that's why is one same main reason I call it the American Dream, because it is a very powerful car no matter what you do. And the Corvette in itself is just the American Dream. I've always felt so. Uh, it's the culmination of America's greatest car. You know, the greatest sports car. And even you could call race car. You know, because they've made plenty of them. They've made plenty good race cars. So, um, and they usually end up being Corvettes when it comes to Chevrolet. We've had Monte Carlos and different things, but at the end of the day, a lot of the time, when you see your GR4s and GR3s and GT spec cars, they're usually the Camaro and the Corvette. Best of the best that America's got. If you're, it's like, so, okay, when you're a young guy starting out, you get the Camaro. It's got 4 seats, 2 doors, it's a sports car, you're good, you got room for the family if you need it, you can put some stuff in the hatch, and bing, bang, boom, you're good, you know. Corvette, when you get a little older, your kids are driving their own cars, and probably one of yours, and they may not be adults yet, but they may be very close to it, and you know, some in the area, age of 18 and stuff like that, where they got their own cars, and they're using your car sometimes, and now it's time for you to get your own car again, because your wife will get her own car, you know, or maybe she already has, that kind of thing. Probably gotten a few cars over the years. So you go get your Corvette. You're ready to get back into a 2-seater car that's all yours again, because you're not carrying your family around anymore. When you need it, you got an SUV or something like that, you know, that's what that's for. But a Corvette is for a very specific thing. That's why Camaros had 4 seats and Corvettes don't. I think that's one big difference at the end of the day. People kind of misinterpret what the Corvette was supposed to be. It was a cross between a sports car and a race car. You know what I mean? It's sure they meant to race, but it's a race car that's tuned down far enough that it's just a sporty car, a car you could compete with in a sport. You know, and if you upgraded it far enough, you could race it professionally. That's the difference. But at the end of the day, most of the time when you ended up with that style, you were using the Corvette. Do I want to do this right? I mean, I'm just sorry. I'm running around doing things while I'm here as well. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching them. Sorry I didn't win the race, the 18 lap GT World Championship race right now. But hey, like I said, I really couldn't in the first place just because of the pointage, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, Okay, Nintendo decided to go from the Switch OLED to an LCD screen for Switch 2 after a lot of consideration. I'll tell you exactly what it is, and this is all I'm going to have to say about it. You did it so that you could sell us a Switch 2 OLED in 2 years. That's why. Don't tell me no bullshit. After a lot of don't tell me you did anything for the fact of not of being able to release a better version later. That's what that is. Straight up. I don't know what to tell you. Let me see. They didn't take the decision lightly. There's a lot of advancements that have been made in LCD technology during development, of course. We took a look at the technology that was available to us now, and after a lot of consideration, we decided to stick to LCD. Even with the OLED version of Nintendo Switch, we didn't have compatibility support for HDR, but that's something we have the support for now, he said. I'm going to have to look more into this because at the end of the day, I don't give a crap who you are or what company you work for. You can't tell me that there isn't an OLED screen out there that handles HDR. Literally all of them. You just said, and I quote, we didn't have even with the OLED version of Nintendo Switch, sure, we didn't have the compatibility support for HDR because the Switch's hardware didn't have that, not the internal hardware, not the screen. Right? You see where we're at? So, but that's something we have the support for now. So inside of the internals of the Switch is where you get the ability to use HDR. It's not the screen. Like, I don't understand what we're talking about here. No. Hold on. Let's check it out right quick. Let's do it. The display must support HDR, HDR10 Plus, or Dolby Vision. Gotta have at least 400 nits of brightness, which I'm pretty sure we did. The color gamut, gotta have an sRGB color space. Minimum 8-bit color depth. We do have more than 8-bit. And a good contrast ratio and local dimming. For LCD displays, local dimming technology helps to achieve better black levels and contrast, which are important for HDR. Now, of course, it says the display must support HDR, but so two of the things, a game with HDR support, a computer with a processor and graphics card capable of running HDR content, and an HDR monitor. So we'll click next. What qualifies as HDR? The display must either have a peak brightness of over 1,000 nits and a blackness level of 0.05 contrast ratio. Of at least 1,080,000 to 1. The two options allow for different types of HDR such as LCD and OLED. Okay, so right here on Wikipedia, which is all, generated content or whatever, not generated from AI, but, people put it up there. But most of these things are fact-checked and are backed up in some way by different references and cited for yeah, it's got citings, references, external links, all different stuff like that. You know, and they even give you a bunch of different people that would give you the what you need to get your own HDR display. So, what we've been told, okay, the Ultra HD Alliance announced their certification requirements for an HDR display. So I guess this is from the Ultra HD Alliance. The HDR display must have a peak brightness of 1000 and a blackness level of 0.05 with a contrast ratio of at least 20,000 to 1, or a peak brightness of over 540 and a black level less than 0.0005 with a contrast ratio of at least 1,080,000 to 1. So it seems like the biggest thing for HDR is the ability of the brightness of the screen, because it needs to be able to have a certain darkness in certain areas, which has always been HDR's strongest and lowest points, is that a lot of screens can't get blacks far enough down to get HDR official. Finish what I'm doing and then we'll get into this race here. That's the problem too. When I do these races, I'm using so much freaking tires because I'm using soft tires. I need to go ahead and switch to mediums, and I won't have to pick quite as much. But either way, I mean, the fuel consumption rate is ridiculous because, I mean, it's a Corvette. I'm not getting the best gas, mileage, so though I may be fast, if I can't continue on the track, because every lap and a half I got to stop to get a fill up, it's not going to do very well. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I appreciate everybody watching. Hope y'all have enjoyed yourselves today. I've been enjoying the hell out of myself today. Like I said, I usually would be on Ghost of Tabor and stuff like that, and uh, and I will be tomorrow. But today I was just like, man, because I wanted to get into the race. So I had to do that at a specific time, and I had to set a certain amount of time aside for it. Um, so that took me from 3 to 4. And then honestly, I really enjoy racing, so I've just been having a great time racing my ass off today. I hope y'all have enjoyed yourselves as much as me, because yeah, I've been having a great time. Oh, if you haven't, go get yourself a Galaxy Fold. I'm gonna tell you what, just go get it. Don't even think about it. Just go get it. I've got a video coming up. I'm reviewing the Galaxy Fold. Um, I think it's going to be a pretty decent one, but I go over a lot of things about it that people may not know, different advantages of the new form factor. You know what I mean? Because this form factor is definitely it's a win. You know, I don't know how I'm gonna love the quad fold that they're about to have. Well, the tri-fold, you know what I'm saying? Because they have a dual fold about to be coming out here probably the end of this year. That's the Samsung G Fold. And then they have a brand new patent out within the last 2 weeks. Actually, within the last week, they put out a patent that showed uh, a trifold phone, and they made sure to say, "Hey, this is not a April Fool's joke. This is a real patent that Samsung has put out, like that they're trying to work with." See me. Alright, let's do this. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Whew. Almost didn't put the right tires on. Good, good. Damn, bro. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing here? What are you doing? Oh, no. We're going to restart that one from the beginning here. You're going to set us up for failure, man. Hold on, matter of fact. Thought I was ready. That's a lesson for life. Just keep a better eye on the track. See, that's one of those things though too. This car, it sucks down gas, and it's just not having it. Tires are fine. I should honestly use softs if I was gonna have to pit this fucking much. Well, that's one big problem. It's been breaking my own wheels the whole time. At least for mine, at least. The better when it breaks the front wheels. That's where all the weight's at. I feel like it gives it a better braking power. You see right there, I'm already able to correct a lot more mistakes. Get things back together a little easier. Of course, the fact that we want to actually go a little more, excuse me, a little bit more to where I'm used to braking with a car like this, because I usually put stupid powerful brakes in cars like this. Like anything that can go over 180 miles an hour, put baby brakes in. Maybe downshift it just a little bit. But no, one of the very first things I upgrade in any car is I upgrade the brakes to carbon brakes and pads. What in the fuck? What is happening there? Hey. I feel like I could connect first and second a little bit more, but it's because first goes up such a high speed, like 77 or some shit. Even though it's totally redlining, about to blow the engine at that. But second gear only really wants to be in around 70, 75. So even though it's not an incredibly bright mesh, it'll work out, you know. But yeah, I could definitely get them closer in that regard to have a more fluid experience for second gear when I'm using it, because I know I'm not staying incredibly long, but I do stay long enough that ooh, there it is. See what I mean? That was 6 laps and I could not get that track with that lap. Blasting in this fucking pits at 160 miles an hour. Let off the brakes a little bit and just let them hit them just a little bit earlier. Damn. Shit, bro. See, I could have drifted him over the old street. He was drifting around everything. Dude. Oh, now somebody's actually pitting? But I mean, like, the first year, they're fucking like, what are you doing? Let's say we'll keep it this shit first year, like 60. Second year, that is like gas. Gas grocery getter at that point. It doesn't want anything until like 80. Not the way that a race spec transmission would be, you know what I'm saying? I guess you can see the car is just fast. Probably faster than a good bit of the car now. Just need a little more refinement for this car in itself, and put some brakes on the way. The steering to go with it. This car isn't ready to steer at all. I get that. Passed it in on the last lap. Try to get a little drift in there. Oh, I almost got that fucking shit. Well, did you? Dang. See, that's the problem. It's overcorrecting. I hit it like that. That one, I guess. It's like the NOS goes, but it's like I'm just pushing the button. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. We're just finishing the race on 50 miles an hour here. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, boy. Watch, I'm not even gonna pit, right? I'm gonna get off this bitch and it's just gonna go like I'm full of gas all of a sudden. No, I still be going 50. 8,400. Congratulations, you dog. It's a bear of wine.
Cigarettes. In my bag. Okay, the sheets back in here, but I ate everything else.
Oh my god, what is this? Oh, so it's
But
just
there's jelly in it.
Oh, good.
Fucking pissed off, bro.
What happened,
That's
man?
fucking great. So, on the side that doesn't piss me off, but it's stressful for everybody, they took his management position away because he's not doing his job. The store looks, it's not improved. He refuses to work on the weekends. He refuses to, he literally did not schedule anyone for Friday or Sunday. And was like, well, there's no one to work it, so there's no one no one's gonna be here. And that's just how it is, because I'm not doing it. But, yeah, so.
It's crazy. He's nuts.
Yeah, so they told him that they put him back down. They wouldn't, so they were going to decrease his pay. They're not putting him back at 14, but they're going to put him at 15. But anyways, he quit. He said he's breaking his back working 50, 60 hours a week. He has not yet. He worked last week, which is the pay period that just ended yesterday. He worked like 29 hours.
Wow, bro.
And I'm fucking irritated because I don't know what's gonna fucking happen now. Because Warren, so his tire went flat. So he has a spare on. He can't drive more than 25 miles per hour, but also his brakes broke. So he doesn't know or think he can work on that. At all the fucking plans we have on Saturday, if I work it 6 days in a row, and I get 1 day off in 2 weeks. And that would mean that I would have to close, which means that if I go in at 10 to do open interviews, there's no reason for me to even come home for fucking 2 hours. From 10 to 1, and I gotta be back there at 4. So, and this Saturday was the last Saturday that I could dye my hair for the wedding. So guess what? I'm just gonna, this is what I'm doing. This is what I get to go to the wedding like, because there's not another day I can do it. This was it. This was fucking it. And I don't want to work Saturday.
He got all these credit cards and all this great stuff.
He's going to do it Friday, but he doesn't know if he's going to be able to do it Friday. He's going to try to do it Friday, but he would also have to replace his brakes Friday. His brake lights are on. He stops his car. It's not. His car's giving him issues. No, he needs. Well, he says, look, I don't know. Okay, he's got a plan. He's doing all of that Friday, and he doesn't know if he's going to be able to come in on Saturday. I don't want to fucking. I had fucking planned, and yeah, I plan on asking you if you could do it, but you were supposed to go see your fucking family.
No, that's my next suggestion. I'm not worried about me going to Flint.
I'm just I'm fucking tired of this shit, man. Like, the wedding is so fucking close. What is it? We got 3 weeks until the wedding, and I can't do any fucking thing that I'm supposed to do for me for this wedding, because everyone keeps wanting to not go to work, and people want to keep fucking around, and I'm so fucking tired of it. So there goes me dyeing my hair. I don't give a fuck if you work or I work at this point on Saturday. I'm not dyeing my fucking hair. I'm done. I cannot keep canceling and or moving plans because Sonia and Asher are not going to fucking do it. So I just fucking canceled. I keep having to cancel plans because of shit, so at this point, I'm canceling every fucking plan I have for the rest of this fucking month except for Alex. Oh, and if Warren can't get his car fixed by next Saturday, guess who's gonna have to work next Saturday? Because you're going to have to take LJ out for the birthday. Unless I can, again, switch around days, and we can take LJ out at 5. And then a double on Wednesday. He works on Saturday. The same thing I told Warren. If I make Richie pull a double on a Saturday, he is going to see how bad a double is, and he is not going to pull the double on our wedding day. He will. I know Richie, and I know that he does not know. He can think what he wants, but he does not know what pulling a double on a Saturday looks like. I do. I've done it a long time ago, but I've done it on a fucking Saturday. Okay, I have fucking done it. Richie has no idea what the fuck he's about to walk himself into. So there's no way that 3 weeks before the wedding I can make him pull a double so that then he can come back